TFA fam, we are on to Sunday championship day. Everything's going to be decided today. No Monday Night
Yep.
Football this week. So
Yep.
everything will be decided today. CD Lamb had himself a monster game last night, followed by some controversy at the end of that game. I don't know. But regardless, we've had some pretty good fantasy outputs with him, and Dak Prescott had a pretty solid game. Amon-Ra St. Brown finally got there. It was looking a little rough there for the first part of the game.
Yes,
And he got there at the last drive, scoring that touchdown, putting him over 20 fantasy points. So Sam Laporta also was looking a little iffy for most of that game, and then he came through the
last drive.
end. Yeah, so but that was a wild ending to that game. Clearly,
Yeah, I mean, I get it in a sense because like the worst they're going to be is the 3 seed, right? So I mean,
I have no
might
problem
as
with
well,
going,
but
and
to go for it that many times.
Well, the amount of times they went for it was wild. Like after I felt like, but then again, I mean, they had the penalty, offsides penalty, so it put them closer again. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like at some point you probably just kick the field goal and go into overtime. But that's just as well as their defense has been playing. But the refs clearly got that wrong. I mean, I don't know what else Taylor Decker was doing, running over to the ref and talking to the ref. Like, what was he doing over there? Just
Yeah.
asking how his day was
Yeah.
going. Like, clearly, it seems like the refs got that wrong. That it looked like he was looking at 70, whatever his name is, that was running in, and maybe he just assumed. I don't know, but I don't know. That was wild. That was a wild
Yeah.
ending, and it was Joe Buck with the. He had the same call as the when he was unbelievable and all that stuff was immediately it made me think of the Stephon Diggs play because that's exactly what he said. Like that was the call that he had. So I don't know. Anyway, wild ending to that game, but that doesn't matter. That's not what we're here for. Let's go ahead and get some of these questions that we got in here in the chat. So, well, actually, before we do, because we actually have a long laundry list of different things here. So this is about as update as the last I saw. Right now, your inactives are Jalen Waddle, Zach Moss, Raheem Mostert, Trevor Lawrence, Jacoby Brissett, Russell Wilson, obviously, Christian Watson, Keenan Allen, Joshua Palmer, Cortland Sutton, and Josh Jacobs, who is, I guess, still really doubtful, but listed as doubtful there. And then questionable players, Zay Jones, Jamar Chase, who's a true game time decision. He is going to test it pre-game, but there is optimism that he will play. And then you have Kenneth Walker, Zay Flowers, Wan'Dale Robinson, Hunter Henry, and then Dontavian Wicks. And then the actives are Michael Pittman, Alvin Kamara, Kyler Murray, Cole Kmet, DK Metcalf, Isaiah Pacheco, who surprisingly cleared, who got in a limited practice on Friday, was able to clear on Saturday. And then Jerry Jeudy, Jordan Addison, and CEH are all expected to play as well. So I don't know if I missed anybody else, but I think that's pretty much the gist of everybody right now.
I think so.
All right. Now to the questions. Achane over Puka, Rice, or Evans. That is going to be a no for me.
I don't think so, but I get it. With Mostert being ruled out, Jeff Wilson has been whatever when we've seen him. I get it, but I don't think I could. Michael, if you're I know you dropped this in here much earlier, but if you're rocking with us, who are you starting at running back?
My problem is the Ravens defense has been elite against the run all year. And I honestly think that Achane is also really banged up. He has not looked the same since coming back from the injury, but everything else. He doesn't look explosive that he used to earlier in the year. I think he's still playing through an injury, and this is just not the matchup that I want to play. Like you need him to get there through passing volume in my mind, and so that's what worries me with him. And Puka, Rice, and Evans are all elite wide receiver plays this week, so I'm easily starting all three of them over Achane. And then Michael Brown, pick a flex, Achane, Godwin, Zamir, or Ridley. This is going to be Zamir for me.
Yeah. I'd go right there.
Yeah. And then Michael again, also Kyler or Gardner Minshew. This is going to be Kyler for me.
I'll go Kyler.
Phantom 109. Full PPR start at flex. Brian Robinson, Schultz, or Gabe Davis.
I think with this group, I'm just going to swing and go Gabe Davis. Not really interested in Brian Robinson coming off his injury. No, obviously not a good game script for him. I mean, we have seen some instances where Brian Robinson goes 3 catches for 70 yards and a score. Like that has happened before, but I don't want to bank on that. So I think here I'm gonna swing. And if the Texans had an injury to like Noah Brown or Nico, I would look at Schultz, but I'm gonna swing here and I'm gonna go Gabe.
Yeah, I just don't love the matchup against the Patriots. Their defense has been really good.
Neither do I, but if we're, how everyone talks about always going to take away the best player, if that's going to be Diggs, that could potentially open up some looks for Gabe Davis.
Yeah. Super volatile play. Yeah, I think I would go Gabe Davis as well.
It's Gabe or Schultz for me.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was deciding between. Yeah. Truth teller, championship game on the line. You still like Swift and Jonathan Taylor for RB1 and 2. And at flex, I got DK Metcalf. I have Chuba, Zamir White for Vegas. I didn't start Brees.
Mm.
I would play Zamir White over DeAndre Swift. Thing with Swift is he is super volatile, right? Like anytime he gets down at the one, I saw something this week that he's been tackled 5 times or 6 times at the 1 yard line this year. Very much like what was a Miles Sanders a couple years ago when he didn't score any touchdowns. I mean, Swift has scored some touchdowns this year, but
Yeah,
he's just super boomer bust. He's not involved really at all in the passing game
they've
either.
gone
And
away
so,
from that.
yeah, and Zamir White is a 70% plus opportunity share player without Josh Jacobs on the field. Great matchup, top 3 matchup against running backs this week. So I have Zamir White as a top 8 running back.
I think if you have to swing truth, I would go White over DK in the flex. But I think I'm with Kev. If you just want to, if you need some safety here, I would go White over Swift. But that matchup is just so good for Swift, and we've seen him get 20 plus carries. So if he gets that against Arizona, that could be a big day for him.
Yeah. Harold, Aaron Jones, Gus Edwards, Zamir White standard need 1. This is Zamir White.
Yep. Good luck, Harold.
Need 1 running back, 1 flex. Available players: Jalen Warren, Brian Robinson, Zamir, Jacoby Myers, likely Marcus Robinson, Jacoby Myers, KJ Osborne, Ty Chandler. So Zamir White at running back.
And I think I'm going to flex Ty Chandler.
Yeah, I think so. It was between him and Isaiah Likely. I don't really say if it's PPR or not. I'll go. Yeah, I agree. I'll go Ty Chandler with you. Yeah.
I'm just going to take the volume there.
Yeah. Noel need to start 2, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, full PPR. Dobbs, Judy, Marcus Robinson, Deontay Johnson, Gerald Everett, Drake London. Please don't pick Drake London. He has let me down too many times. So I would go Judy for sure without pretty much their entire receiving core. Chargers is a great matchup. Chargers have been really bad against the pass this year. We've seen, last year, we saw Jarrett Stidham last year put up 350 and 3 against the 49ers late in the year last year. So, Jarrett Stidham is a competent backup quarterback. So, no Sutton, no Mims. I'm actually, Lucas Kroll, third tight end. I'm actually playing him in DFS. He's 2,800. But anyways.
Hell yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you are.
So I'll go Judy.
I would go Judy in London, but if you don't want to go London, let's stack that gross ass game. Let's go Judy and Gerald Everett.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing here between these two. Like I was thinking Gerald Everett as well. They are also without Josh Palmer. Obviously Keenan Allen. Let me see one thing really quick. I just want to see. Steelers. Who matches up better? Okay. Wow. So, okay. So here's the thing. So something I've been looking at, especially when it comes to like things that are close like this. So if you just look at the coverages here for the Steelers, right now it projects to be a excellent, much better matchup for George Pickens than it does Deontay Johnson. The Seahawks play cover 3 at nearly 45% of passing plays, and Deontay Johnson only sees 0.27 fantasy points per route run compared to 0.73 for George Pickens. So he is actually the worst among their wide receivers in terms of against cover 3 this year. And so, yes, I am not as excited about Deontay Johnson here. So, yeah, I think I would go. I think I agree. I think I'm going to go Gerald Everett to stack that came up against two backup quarterbacks. I think the other one you could look at would be Romeo Dobbs with that game, with Dontavian Wicks looking questionable, Christian Watson not playing. I don't think Wicks plays either. Jaden Reed is back, though, for that team. So.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think that's the way I would look at it. Zach with the super chat. Appreciate you, Zach. Need running back and flex. Zamir White, Zeke, and Devonta Smith. I'm going to play the first two.
Golly.
You know what? No, I'm going to go Devonta Smith over Zeke. Yeah, give me Devonta Smith over Zeke.
Yeah, that's where I'm leaning. Yep. Appreciate you, Zach.
Let me see. Where we at? Yeah, appreciate you. I think, yeah, right. Oh, right there. Seahawks, Bucks, Rams, or Bears, D.
Bears. It's Bears and Rams for me.
Yes, I'm going to go Bears. And then pick one wide receiver, one flex. Ridley, Godwin, Reed, Addison, Chuba, or Chandler. So wide receiver for me is going to be Jaden Reed. And then I'm going to flex Chris Godwin. I think Chandler's Chandler's in the discussion for sure. It just worries me with Jared Hall now starting at quarterback. I don't know. Jordan Addison is supposed to play, so they're going to have most of the weapons other than, obviously T.J. Hawkinson, who's on IR, the ACL. But I really don't like Calvin Ridley. With C.J. Beathard, who's going to be starting today, he really doesn't really look his way. The last time he played, he targeted Evan Ingram on like 45% of his routes or dropbacks. So I don't love Calvin Ridley. And plus, the Panthers' pass defense has been really good over their last 5 games. Like, this isn't a great spot for Calvin Ridley anyway. So I don't really love him. Addison, backup quarterback. Chandler, it's a decision comes down to, I think, Chandler for me. Only thing that worries you with Godwin is mainly just the touchdown volume. He hasn't seen it, but he has seen double-digit targets in 3 straight games. Great matchup. Marshawn Lattimore is out for the Saints, so that is one of the best games looking on the slate. So and Jaden Reed, like I said, I mean, he's just been as solid as they come every single week that he plays. So I think I would go Reed and Godwin. Do you agree? Or
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was with you. I just got a text from our friend Thomas Corson that just said Pickett is starting. Ew. So I was.
Of course, the Steelers would do something like that.
Scrambling around to see if that has been.
How do you do that? How do you have one of the best offensive performances of the season and then go, you know what? Get your ass on the bench, Pickett or Mason Rudolph. We're going back with the guy that's been terrible all year. Anyways,
PC, I guess Rap Sheet has said. So it says Commanders will start Sam Halliday. Steelers QB situation is up in the air after today, but worth noting, Kenny Pickett is the starter.
Hate to see it.
So
Not that Mason Rudolph is like a good player. Like, let's get that clear. But he did look the best that we've seen. Right, his deep ball looked pretty good. You know, some plays I felt like the offense seemed to come to life with him, and then we go right back to the Kenny Pickett experience. So
hell yeah.
I would hate my life if I was a Steelers fan. Pick two: Higgins, Flowers, or Connor.
So if Chase plays, I'm going to go Higgins and Flowers. If Chase does not play, I'm going to go Flowers and Connor.
One thing that should be mentioned, I'll have to monitor, is L'Jarius Sneed is a true game time decision with a calf injury.
Okay,
So
I was going to ask you about that. I saw he was questionable, but
yeah, he has been locked down. So if he were to be out, that would be a pretty big blow to that secondary. I mean, they still have Trent McDuffie, but it's not the same with him out. Now they did say that between Friday to Saturday, he improved drastically. I was going to mix dramatically and drastically together.
I like that one.
And, so yeah, I think I would go. I think I would go Higgins and Connor. I do like James Conner a lot this week. Ron, Jonnu or Logan Thomas, the tight end. This is going to be Logan Thomas.
Yeah.
ET, Happy New Year, TFA. Yeah, hope everybody has a Happy New Year as well, with this being New Year's Eve. And non-PPR, who would you start? Flex, Kamara. Who would you start in the flex between Kamara and DJ Moore? I read that wrong. Between Kamara and DJ Moore in a standard league.
I'm going to go DJ Moore.
Yeah, I think so. It's just, it worries me with the injury that he suffered last week, but it seems like he's fine. I think he was getting in full practice this week, which was somewhat surprising with him. So I guess it really wasn't that big of a deal, that big of an issue for him. Kamara was also banged up, kind of questionable heading in. He has to get there through really high passing volume. We're starting to see Jamal Williams mix in. It's just hasn't been great for Kamara recently. So yeah, I think I would go DJ Moore. Kicker question. Got Moody in now, but maybe all touchdowns for Niners. So do I pick up Fairbairn, Carlson, Koo, Matt Gay, McPherson? It's still telling me McLaughlin. He's been putting up numbers. Well, let's go to the kicker rankings. So right now I have my top 12, which one is already locked in, was Brandon Aubrey. And then Jake Elliott was 2, Justin Tucker is 3, Jake Moody is 4, Bucker is 5, and then Bass, Jason Myers, Will Lutz, Matt Gay, Cameron Dicker, Younghoe Koo, and then Lucas Habersick is my 12. I have Chase McLaughlin at 15. So yeah, I would just I would keep it the way you have it. Michael Gill, Broncos, Bears, or Jags. This is going to be Broncos for me.
Yeah, I think you go Broncos here. It'd be between Broncos and Bears.
Jalen West, Zay Flowers, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, Devon Achane, pick 2. 1 for wide receiver 2, 1 for flex. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you, Jalen. Hope you have a good night. Hope everybody's a safe night. It doesn't, get too wild.
I'm going to go Zay and T.
Yeah. I'm not playing Terry McLaurin. I would have had far more interest if it would have been Jacoby Brissett. That was going to be the starter, but without Jacoby Brissett and going Sam Howell, I cannot play Terry McLaurin here. I can't do it. So I think I would go, Zay Flowers and T. Higgins here. Mike Walker's, what's up? What's up? Ayuk, Connor, or Kamara full PPR?
Ayuk.
Yeah, it's Ayuk for me. It's tough because I would really like to play James Conner. I do like James Conner a lot, but yeah, with that you have to go Ayuk. Chris, half point PPR. Murray, Mixon, Eckler, Rice, Pittman, flex 1. Achane, flex 2 is Ty. I guess that's supposed to be Ty Chandler, and then Zamir White likely.
Well, it looks like it's Zamir White because Chandler's on the bench.
Oh, yeah, I must have forgot to delete that out. So, yeah, Zamir White, bench, Godwin, Ridley, Chandler. Thoughts? I think the argument is Mixon over Chandler, right? For me, that's probably the discussion. Um, Though if Jamar Chase plays, I probably feel actually better about Mixon. Just kind of opens things up a little bit more, gives you another weapon, gets that offense back to full strength. I mean, Mixon is still involved in the passing game, but his usage has dropped with Chase Brown being more.
Yep.
Let's see. I should have already had this pulled up.
Man, Mixon, Chandler, Achane are all really close for me.
I mean, I know it was a little bit of a blowout last week for the most part when they played, but he only played 59% of the snaps. So basically, the last 3 weeks, which is kind of when Chase Brown is starting to really get more involved with Mixon, he's played 63, 71, and 59% of the snaps. He's still handling the bulk of the rushing work as well, 70, 45, and 68. And he's still seeing a pretty healthy target share. It's just been he's last week, obviously, but they just got blown out, so they really didn't need to utilize him as much. So I think I would still go Mixon. The Chiefs have struggled at times against the run. I know it's a really good matchup too, though, for Ty Chandler. The Packers have been terrible against the run as well, so I think it's really close between the two. I think I'd probably just keep it the way you have it.
I think if you want to go a little safer, you go Ty Chandler over Achane. But I think that'd be.
Oh yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, actually, I would do that. I think I would play Chandler over Achane.
Yeah, I really like Achane today, but I think you go Chandler here in the ship.
And I think you could also look at Godwin over Achane too. But
So PC Josh Jacobs looks like Jacobs is doubtful, so I would not expect him to play. Raylan, hey guys, happy football Sunday, happy New Year's Eve. Same to you, my guy. Joe, non PPR, pick 2 wide receivers and 2 flex. Pittman, Olave, Puka, Kamara, Zamir White. Man, I think I'm going to sit Kamara.
yeah, I agree.
In the finals this week, opponent already had CeeDee Lamb and Browns D go off. Wish me luck. That's always getting hit on a Wednesday and then again on a Saturday. Rough. Michael Gill messed up, didn't switch out Pollard since Pacheco was in, didn't play CEH to play Gibbs and Pollard. Yeah, that's tough. Henry or Diggs for Raylan?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Diggs. You need all the
Diggs.
ceiling you can get if it's the same team.
Yeah. Kev, pull up those kicker rankings. Fairbairn, Dicker, or McLaughlin.
It's gonna be Dicker for me.
Good enough for me. Chris, championship game, baby. That's right. Need help. RBs are Rashad White, Henry, JT, Achane, wide receivers, AJ, Higgins, Robinson, tight end, Schultz, Pitts, flex anything of those guys. So assuming you need 2 running backs, it's going to be JT and White. I'm assuming maybe 2 wide receivers, obviously AJ and Higgins there. And then I would flex Achane.
Yeah.
If we just need 1.
Yeah.
If we missed anything there, Chris, just let us know. Anthony, Gus, or Herbert?
I'm gonna go Gus Edwards.
I'm going to go Gus as well. Kev, what's up, guys? What's up, Kev? JT, Achane, Kamara, who are we sitting in a PPR?
Here I would sit Achane.
I'm with you, but I really like Achane today. I think Kamara is clearly the safest. Defense question here for Chris: Indy, Philly, or Houston?
This is going to be.
Uh,
I'm gonna go Houston.
yeah, I'll go with the Texans as well. Another one from Anthony: Higgins, JSN, or Reed?
I'm gonna go Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed for me as well. Izzy, need one flexible PPR, likely Brian Robinson, KJ Osborne.
Isaiah Likely.
Between likely and Osborne for me, but now with it looking like Addison is going to play, I would go likely. Michael Bourne, would it be fine if I started both Adams and Zamir today, or should I bench one for Godwin? I would go Godwin over Adams. I don't want to double down on that Raiders offense. Like, we've seen Adams go off once, and we've seen him be shit for most of the other weeks. Obviously, last week was an outlier. You're obviously not expecting O'Connell to not complete a pass after the first quarter, so I don't think it's as bad as last week. But I love this matchup for the Bucs, so I'm going to go Godwin over Adams. I don't want to double dip.
The only thing that worries me is
If
just
it's a Mike Evans game.
yeah, and the other thing too with Godwin is so the Saints run man coverage at like the second highest rate in the league, nearly 40%, which is really high. I mean, most teams are sitting around like 15-20% in terms of man coverage. They play it nearly at a 40% rate, and it's significant. Mike Evans he averages 0.89 fantasy points per route run to Chris Godwin's 0.35. And then the other coverage they run when they're in zone is cover 3. And Mike Evans smashes cover 3, 0.70 fantasy points per outrun to 0.37 fantasy points per outrun to Chris Godwin. That's the only part that kind of worries me. But I mean, it's a volume play. It's a good matchup.
Yep. That's where I'm at.
I think I would still, if it was me, I just would probably still go Adams and Zamir, but I get it. If you want to go Godwin over Adams, it's not that far of a difference for me in terms of where I have them. Where's Devontae? I have Devontae Adams at wide receiver 17, and I have Chris Godwin at wide receiver 25. So it's not a huge difference.
Bears or Raiders?
I'm gonna go Bears.
I'm going to go Bears as well. I know I've seen a bunch of people talking about how the Raiders are, the number one scoring defense, since Antonio Pierce took over. But obviously, a lot of that is
Come the
on
last
the
2 games, but
heels.
scoring 4 defensive touchdowns. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of that is on the heels of those 2 games where they just absolutely smashed against the Chargers and KC. So like I don't want to take too much into that. So I lean the Bears here, but I do like the Raiders, but I'm gonna go with the Bears. Just the overall more talented unit. Isaac, Pacheco, Swift, JT, Zamir. Pick 3, please. HNY to you as well, Isaac.
I'm gonna sit Swift.
I think you have to there. That's tough though. D-Rob, Noah, Pop, or Deontay?
I'm gonna play Noah Brown.
Yeah, I'm with
I mean,
you.
CJ Stroud back. CJ Stroud has been really good.
Right.
Obviously, all this year. Pop Douglas just doesn't have the ceiling, and Demarcus
And he
Robinson was
has
a little
a
chasey with the the 4 straight touchdowns that he scored and everything else. So,
yeah.
um, and then a crazy stat of the day with Tyreek Hill. I mean, shout out to Lord Reeves for this one. I'm not going to take any credit for this, but uh, so in the 124 routes that Tyreek Hill has run without Jalen Waddle, he has been targeted 54 times on the 124 routes. 154. Do you know how ridiculous that is
I
for a player?
I need that. I need that today.
Like, it's possible we could see Tyreek Hill be targeted 20 times today.
I need that. I like that. Let's get it. The hater, Purdy or Allen? I'm going Purdy in a massive
Yeah,
bounce back game.
yeah. I mean, I thought about heavily putting him as the QB1 this week. That's how much I like Brock Purdy.
I think there's a case for it. Thanks, guys, for the great content all year. Appreciate you rocking with us always, Isaac, and the rest of you as well. Just want to throw it out. The content is not going to stop either. We're going to have a way too early look at 2024 ranks. We're going to have kind of a recap show that we're going to do live on Wednesday. And then we'll also be getting into draft content, dynasty content, rookie content. So make sure you hit that sub and that like button.
I started to put together my 2024 rookie stuff last night. I was kind of
Hell yeah, you did. Let's
Yeah.
go, Kev.
Yeah.
Let's go. I don't think we got this one from Zach yet, correct?
No.
Just the other one? Okay. Appreciate you coming through the super chat again, Zach, Barkley, or Pacheco.
I'm gonna go Barkley.
Interesting. I'm going Pacheco. It's really close. Zach, who else are you starting that we can't get both guys in? Curious. I just want to throw this up here before we jump to the next comment. I don't know if anyone can help Crystal here. I'm seeing that one, Crystal, but I think that's the first one I have seen from you. So if you ask a question, go ahead and drop it in again. Hopefully that's fixed for you right now. William, full PPR flex spot, Pacheco, Barkley, or Flowers. My op starting Lamar. Thanks, guys. Let's get this ship. Let's get the ship indeed. I'm not one to like really look at who my opponent is playing to like jam in somebody. Here, I'm going to go Pacheco. Kev, it seems like you're going to go Barkley.
Yeah.
I do like Flowers. I mean, the calf injury is a little worrisome that he was 2 DMPs and then just a limited, but it came through that he is active and he's going to play. But someone that relies on kind of like their shiftiness and explosiveness. I have Lamar in 2 spots. I have Flowers in a spot. So like I need them to do things. But I'm still going to go Pacheco. Kev, you're going to go Barkley. Alexander, Okonkwo, or Waller?
With Tyrod Taylor playing, I'm playing Darren Waller. He targets him a lot.
I'm going to go Waller here as well.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, Kev. TMC or Odell?
Oh, boy. I'll go Terry here.
I'm going to go Terry as well. Our man Tam. Well, Tommy Cutlet's not going to play. Flacco already played, so that comes down to Levis or Murray, and I'm going to go Kyler.
Yeah.
I probably still would have went Kyler with Amari Cooper out. I almost played him over Lamar in one of my spots, but there was no way I was playing Flacco against the Jets with no Amari Cooper. It just doesn't matter. Guys just falling asleep on the sideline, waking up and tossing 300 yards and multiple scores.
That was
Just
wild. That was like
just
most of it was, but most of it was on a lot of it was on yards after the catch. Like just nobody wanting to tackle Njoku whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, it was. There's no way I could have. I would have bet that was coming. That type of performance, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Now I will say the second half he didn't really do a whole lot of anything.
no.
They
Yeah.
finally got their shit together and shut him down. But yeah, that was wild. I think that was the first 300-yard passer they've allowed in like the last 36 games or something like that. Like
Yeesh.
nothing was aligning for that to happen. And sure enough, I mean, Joe Flacco is just him right now. I mean, you know,
One of my favorite storylines from this season.
oh yeah,
It's been so fun to watch. Sorry, Alexander. Raiders or Bears? We are both on the Bears side on this one. JR, what's up, boys? Got booted in the semis. Want to stop by. Wish you both Happy New Year. Get those IPAs cracked, Cody and Chris. I'll be sipping on some bourbon. It sucks. You got booted, JR, but appreciate you rocking with us. Thanks for stopping by. Happy New Year's to you and your family as well. My wife actually got me a 12-pack of different IPAs from breweries in California and had them shipped to the house. Fucking awesome. I'm already halfway through them, and they just got here 2 days ago. Bad day to be a beer. Raiders or Bills defense. I'm going to go Raiders here on this one.
yeah.
This is where we're at, and it's not a crazy question. Baker or Mahomes?
I'm gonna go Mahomes.
I thought you were going to say it, Kev. Jesus. I'm going to go Mahomes as well. Cincinnati defense is not good. I know that Mahomes had some spots going up against where, this is going to be the get right, the bounce back spot, but this really should be it. I like Baker. I'm starting him in a couple DFS lineups, but that's just more out of price. I'm going to go Mahomes here. Well, Deonta Foreman, healthy scratch. We start Herbert over Dobbs or Everett. Seems pretty risky. Falcons have pretty good run D. Could have more upside than the other two, though. Full PPR. It's so hard to trust anything in that Bears backfield.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at the 2 weeks prior to that, we had the game where Deonta Foreman was out, and we saw it was like almost exclusively Roshan Johnson kind of out of nowhere. And then even the week prior, even the week after that, it was Roshan Johnson getting the bulk of the first and second down work when all three of them were healthy. And then out of nowhere, it just completely shifts to Khalil Herbert. Obviously, Khalil Herbert had a really good game. I don't know if there was just like some sort of hot hand approach in the way he was playing, so they just kept riding him. But it's so tough to trust him.
Yeah.
Here now, I will say Romeo Dobbs, Gerald Everett also are very risky options. So I think you could go with Khalil Herbert with Deonta Foreman out and just hope that the role continues. You're not really worried about the Falcons like getting some huge lead on them and forcing them out of any sort of game script. And I think having Justin Fields changes the way some defenses produce, but just know that the Falcons defense has only allowed 1 rushing touchdown all year. So that worries me a little bit too.
So I'm just looking to see if we got any confirmation on Dontavian Wicks. Because I still think that Herbert could potentially be the safer option over Dobbs, but I think I would leave it as you have it. Not seeing anything on Wicks. Yeah, I think I would leave it. Rico, Rice or Diggs is going to be Rice for both of us. We have Diggs ranked pretty low this week. Blade, Zeke or Pacheco is going to be Pacheco for both of us. Already got this one for you, Bike Walkers, but if you missed it, we are going Ayuk. Waller or McBride, I'm going McBride here, Kev. I'm sure you're with me.
Absolutely.
Jim R, Metcalf, Chase, White, or Mixon. We need 2. Oh, Lord.
Well, since you're gonna have time to know this one way or the other, I would go Zamir White and I would go Chase. If Chase doesn't play, I would go DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I'm with you. Right there with you. Sit 1, Zamir, Mixon, or Higgins for Eric.
Sit Higgins. If Chase plays, sit Higgins.
Yeah. Trojan coming through the super chat. Appreciate you. Full PPR, 1 flex. Cook, JT, Rice, Evans. Happy New Year to you as well. Man, just 1. Golly.
Can I ask Trojan? Can you list your entire starting lineup right now? Just because, I think I remember. I think he does have a stacked team if I remember correctly. But man, because if I had to just
Yeah.
play one, I would go Mike Evans.
I think that's where I lean as well. But man, I can't imagine JT being like CMC, Kyron, I guess would maybe start Brees in one of those spots potentially. But man, I'm trying to think who you would have that JT is in your in the flex consideration. So Trojan, I'm sure you're still rocking with us, but let us know what that lineup looks like. But I'm with Kevin. If I had to pick one just in a vacuum without knowing anything else, I would lean Evans.
See,
CHB, good afternoon, guys. Through the sabotage of the icon of Sean Penny by Sirianni, I have to push the documentary back until next season. My last start second question: Love or Carr?
I'm going to go Derek Carr here. I do think Jordan Love is an interesting start, but the Vikings defense has been really good for the most part this year. That's really never been the problem. Jordan Love is so hit or miss. And now, that's not saying that Derek Carr is super safe either, but it's just a really good matchup. You want to throw against the Bucks. They have most of their weapons available to them. With Chris Olave. Chris Olave is another player I really like today. So I would go Derek Carr over Jordan Love.
I'm with you. Randy Zay Flowers or Devonta Smith. This is going to be Smitty for me.
Yeah, agreed.
If you haven't yet, you like what you see, like the stream and subscribe. Appreciate you, Raylan. Yes, please do so if you have yet to do that. It is much, much appreciated, and it helps us out a ton. So this is why Zach is deciding between Pacheco and Barkley. I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's her. Great job.
Yeah. Ken, pick 2 to PPR: Hopkins, Olave, Ridley, D-Rob, Dortch, McLaurin, Myers.
This is going to be Hopkins and Olave.
Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yep. Steven, hello. Week 2 of championship. PPR down a bit. Need to make up some points. 2 wide receiver spots and a flex. Adams, Cup, Jones, Metcalf, Chandler, White.
I'm going to go Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, and Zamir White.
I'm going to go Cup, Metcalf, and White.
Yeah, it's hard to. I can't argue with that.
PC, Goddard, or McBride. I'm going to go McBride there.
Yeah.
Ken McArthur. Which defense? Chiefs, Rams, Packers, Broncos. It's going to be Broncos for me.
Since they play at 3:00, I would try to check, if you can, try to check to see if L'Jarius Sneed is out or not. Because like those things, like if L'Jarius Sneed is out, then it changes, I think, the way you look at the Chiefs secondary. Now, I still think they can get pressure on there. I mean, the Bengals offensive line is trash, and they could still get a lot of pressure on Browning. And Browning, struggled last week with pressure at times, throwing interceptions and stuff like that. But it changes to how much I would love the Chiefs, because I would go with the Chiefs, but I think that but they're both playing at 3:00. If L'Jarius Sneed was out, then I would probably just go to the Broncos in that matchup, and maybe you just do it all together. I mean, the Broncos are really close. I have the Chiefs at DSC 5. I have the Broncos at 7, so it's already really close.
Yeah, TN, the GOAT, the 101, the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, what else? What else is there to say? I'm sure we look like such assholes, Kev, when TN comes in here and does this. We're just like, hey, thanks, man. On to the next question. It's just who TN is.
TN is the man. And TN, are you playing some DFS today? Because I really like this DFS slate today. It is. I think there's a lot of different directions, especially with 13 games on the slate. There's a lot of, I think it's like decision points are you going to stack up the 49ers because Purdy's in such a good spot? But then you also have the Eagles against the Cardinals. Stroud, I think, is in a really strong spot. Then you have the Bucs and Saints game. Ooh, that game looks really good. And then there's also the pay down options of do you go with a Jarrett Stidham and then play all the dudes? But I think you have to have one of Tyreek, CMC, or Kyren Williams in every lineup you build, just because all three of their ceilings are just absolutely elite, but they're all really expensive. So yeah. This week I think is going to be a lot of fun. It's like the last, because next week is a complete clusterfuck. Week 18 is always a disaster and trying to figure everything out. And then NFL DFS for the fantasy for the playoffs is excellent as well. I love that part of the year, but week 18 is always just wild. But so
I tried making a Kyren CMC lineup on FanDuel, couldn't do it. I do have Kyren in a FanDuel cash game lineup. I only made one DK lineup so far, and I was able to put something together with Purdy, CMC, and Tyreek that I kind of like. So I'm gonna.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of obvious pay down options. Like I said, Lucas Kroll, I think, is one for the Broncos. He's somebody that I'm on. And then Darius Slayton is another one that I really like as well this week. He's 3,400. So I think those are kind of the pay down options that come right off the top of my head. I mean, there's other guys like Brandon Johnson or Justin Watson, guys like that. But so
yeah. Deanna, if you're playing, let us know what your lineup looks like. We're going to leave this here up on the screen. So we're going to Travis's question. Hey, guys, Happy New Year's. Currently starting Broncos D. I know Stick has no wide receivers to throw to. True. Raiders, Rams, Texans available on waivers. I would stick with Broncos.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think all really the Raiders and the Texans are also in really good spots, but I think I probably lean Broncos too.
And then if you didn't want to go Broncos, I would rank them in the order that you have them: Travis, Raiders, Rams, Texans. Tam, Likely or Waller? I'm going to go Likely.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Likely too.
It's close. Puro, PC, if Chase plays, sit or start Higgins? I mean, it depends on PC. I know you've dropped a couple questions in here, but let us know what your other options are. To me, it would come down to what options you have. I mean, Higgins would obviously take a hit, but like Kevin's been talking about, if L'Jarius Sneed is out, that kind of opens up everything for everyone. So let us know what other options you have without me being able to remember or scroll up and find what your questions were. Eric, follow up. Just in case Chase doesn't play, would you sit Zamir or Mixon? If Chase doesn't play, I would sit Mixon just because I have Zamir ranked higher. Tommy Thompson, Full PPR, pick one: Hopkins or Noah Brown. I'm gonna go Hopkins, but I don't
Yeah, I'm
feel
gonna go
great about it,
Hopkins.
to be
Yeah.
honest. Colts fan, Caden. Tyrod or Heineke to win me the chip. For reference, have had horrible QB luck this year.
I'm gonna go Tyrod Taylor. He offers some of the rushing upside. Um,
And he's
Likely going to be
been
playing from a negative game script. Playing from behind probably. So yeah, I'm gonna go Tyrod.
I'm gonna go Tyrod as well. He was competent when we saw him before he ended up getting injured himself. Victor, Fields, Gino, or Carr is gonna be Fields for me.
Yeah,
Eric, Happy New Year to you as well. Elliot or Achan for Rob. I'm going Achan here. I'm just gonna swing.
I'm gonna go Zeke. I get it, but Zeke just accounts for so much of their touches. Even if they fall behind, he's still going to see a ton of targets. Like he could easily see 10 targets. I mean, I think 8 to 10 targets is well within the range of his possibility. Nobody else really touches the field. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Zeke.
I get it. Question here from Eric, full PPR. Zamir White or Rice?
Fuck. Because I like both of them so much today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I'm gonna go Zamir White.
That's where I was leaning as well. Eric, what's the rest of your lineup look like?
Yeah, because I mean I have Rashee Rice as wide receiver 10, so it's like I would love to play Rashee Rice too, but
Yeah. Let us know what the rest of your lineup looks like, Eric. Victor, Raiders, the Chicago, or Rams? I lean Bears here.
yeah.
Tommy Thompson, full PPR, 2 spots here between Singletary, Kamara, Bijan, and Zamir White.
It's gonna be the last two, Bijan and Zamir White.
Yep. Pittman or Puka for triple cross? Man,
I'm gonna go Puka.
I'm going to go Puka as well. Same thing, triple cross. Who else are we starting? We can't get both Pittman and Puka in. I mean, it has to be Tyreek Evans, AJ, like maybe started CeeDee Lamb, I guess. Trying to think who else you would have in there that we can't start both. Rob, Raiders, Bears, or Chiefs? Here I would go Chiefs as long as Snead plays. Is Bears 1 o'clock game or are they
Yeah, it's noon game.
mm. Then I would just go Bears. I would go Bears. You agree, Kev?
Oh, yeah, I guess me shaking my head probably is not the good
That's
way to
I
answer
was
it.
no, I was looking
No,
somewhere
I
else
should have
here.
said something. I just had to shake my head, but yeah. Uh, yeah, I agree. I don't know. Like I said, I would love to play Chiefs defense, especially at home, but with both these teams playing at noon, you don't really have the luxury of waiting to see if L'Jarius Sneed plays because it really does change the complexity of their defense because he's able to just pretty much take away whoever the number one is, and then basically then you can kind of bracket coverage whoever the number two is. So if with him out, like it really changes things for the defense. So um, I don't know if I would feel as comfortable playing them. And then it comes down to Bears and Raiders, which I think is pretty much a coin flip for me between the two of them. I think there's an argument to be made on both sides. So, I mean, Raiders obviously Max Crosby being able to being there, their defense has been playing really really well. The Bears defense though has as well. They've started to slip a little bit, but you're not really
Yeah.
worried at all about the Falcons, especially with them. So And if you want to go
Correct.
Raiders, I get it. But I would
Yeah.
so I think Rob down here said really tempted to play the Raiders. They have been on fire. And that's your guys telling you to do it. Like I said, it's super close. Like it's not like a heavy
Yeah.
lean towards one or the other. Like if it was like, oh no, I can paint a picture of against why you would want to play them, but there's not. It's really close. So if that's your lean, go Raiders.
Yep. I don't hate that at all. At the end of the day, I would rather, because I ask questions all the time, like I throw them to like Kev and Maddie. But like if even if they like say the other thing, if I still feel like strongly the other way, I'd rather like die on my own sword than to be like, all right, well, Kevin Maddie told me this guy, and then the guy I wanted to play went off. So if you're feeling the Raiders, like Kev said, this is close enough to where if that's where you want to go, that's where you can go.
The worst one for there actually just happened to me yesterday was I was going back and forth all week about who I should play. Should I play, which is crazy as it sounds, but should I play Tony Pollard when Zamir White came in? I knew I was going to play Zamir White, or was it Javante? And I was kept going back and forth about sitting Pollard because I knew it was going to be a bad matchup. But then it's the same time, it's like, okay, they're at home. He possibly could get there. I kept asking. I ended up playing Tony Pollard, and I just felt like an idiot. I was like, I should just listen to what my gut was saying, to not play Tony Pollard in this matchup, and I played him anyway. So yeah, oftentimes I say if your gut's telling you something, just do it.
Yeah. What did I see? Oh yeah, that's why Eric is starting both Kyron and CMC. So
And
that's
AJ
why.
Brown,
Yeah,
uh,
and
and
Puka.
Puka, like great job. Like that's like, but
Yeah,
like honestly though, like so much of that was I don't know how much of that was drafted and added, right? Because like Kyron and Puka were both you either took them really late or you picked them up right as the season started.
even
But
even Rice.
yeah, Rashee Rice. I mean, that is just excellent roster management. That whether that's drafting and being able to get CMC and AJ Brown is also phenomenal. So really, really well done there on that team.
Yep. Ashton has a couple defense questions for us. First one is Denver or Jags. That's going to be Denver for me.
Yeah,
Oh no, wait, never mind. Sorry, the Rams are in there as well, but that'd still be Broncos.
yeah,
Rams would be second for me.
yeah.
Victor, thanks you guys. Rock, happy New Year's. Happy New Year's to you as well. Victor, triple cost can't start both. I got Brees, Rashad White, Jefferson, and Amon Ra, unless I bench Jefferson and then play both Pittman and Puka.
I would still stick with Justin Jefferson.
Oh man, that's so close. I have no idea what to expect from Jaron Hall. Like I don't know how he's
It's extremely small sample, but I think he went 5 for 6, 78 yards or something like that. And then he got hurt. Like I don't know. Like I just got to play Justin Jefferson. I mean, you especially with like rookie quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, they're going to lean, they're going to like overly pepper a wide receiver, and I can see that happen with Justin Jefferson. Um, like we've said, the Raiders defense has been playing a lot better. I mean, Pittman can still get there through volume. It is tough. It is close, but I think I would. You drafted Justin Jefferson. He is an elite ceiling wide receiver. The matchup isn't terrible, especially the Packers pass defense recently has just been getting shredded. I mean, we just saw DJ Chark go off against them for 100 yards and a couple scores. That pass defense is the same. They ruled out multiple players on that secondary as well. No Jair Alexander because they're suspending him because he went out for the cap to be the captain. I don't know why that was that big of a deal, but whatever. But they suspended him for this game, and then Eric Stokes is also
Stokes
ruled
is
out.
out.
Yeah, so they're missing a lot of pieces. So I'm not sitting Justin Jefferson in that situation.
Ashton start one wide receiver, one flex. Tight end premium is the 0.75 premium. Downs, Thomas, Spears, Jacoby.
I'm gonna go Jacoby Myers. I'm not chasing Joshua Downs anymore. Like
Yeah.
it feels like weeks and weeks and weeks that we've been doing this.
And then I'm going to
him.
put Thomas in the flex.
Yeah, and then I would flex Thomas. Also, before I forget,
Landy.
I meant to say this at the beginning, but of course, that's not the way we do things. We, if you aren't already, we are doing since after week 18, the NFL playoffs are here, and we are doing the NFL playoff challenge. We do it every year. It's a lot of fun. All you have to do really just we asked that you be in the Discord. It's not a requirement to be in the Discord to play in the league that we do, but it makes it a lot easier to be able to if you try to give away a prize, something like that. So to track people down, it's so much easier if everybody if you're just in the Discord. If you want to do that, it's absolutely free, takes nothing, but we can drop a link to the Discord. I don't know if Ash is still in here. If Ash could drop it in there, I'd appreciate it. But if not, we can do that. But it's absolutely free. No, nothing else required of that. And the chat's always hopping. I mean, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's still going off. People talking,
Yeah.
asking questions, stuff like that. So, like I said, free takes nothing. So it's up to you guys. I just want to put that out there if people want to play that because I know once the NFL season's over after today, it's kind of like, oh, well, now we got nothing else. But if you don't play DFS, I mean, it's a free way to get some action and some more fantasy football through the NFL playoffs.
For sure. Landy over on Twitch. Few questions for you. Downs or Ridley?
Oh man.
Golly.
I'm gonna go Ridley here.
Ridley, but that's closer than what it should be. Stroud or Fields? Kev, I think we are split on this. We had this question on Wednesday a bunch. I lean Stroud. I think you're Team Fields.
I'm gonna go Stroud.
Okay. Coming around. And then Achan or Bijan?
Bijan.
We go Bijan as well. Ken, what does the winner of your league get? One of my dynasties is I think the winner is so I'm in 2 dynasties in our listener league championship. Listener league championship. We might if I end up defeated, I'll probably throw something to Terps, which probably going to really annoyed with myself. I went to put Elijah Moore in my lineup and I got sidetracked and I didn't do it. And I'm hurting because I have no TJ Hawkinson, no Keenan Allen, and my it's a super flex, and my super flex spot is not great. But that one's kind of just bragging rights. One of my dynasties is like $500 to first. And then the other one is, I think it's like $200 to first. It's a smaller entry. So and we do like a charity donation every year and have to pay for my fantasy league. So the payout isn't as sexy, but it's what it is.
Yeah, my home league. I'm in championship in that one, and it is like $850 to first, and then second's like $350. So
TX, Achan, or Javonte? I'm going Achan there.
You said Javonte?
Achan or Javonte?
Yeah, it's gonna be Javonte.
So split on that one. Ashton, Jake Browning, or Gardner Minshew for a super flex spot.
Which one are we on?
Jake Browning or Gardner Minshew.
Oh, there we go. Oh boy. I'm gonna go Browning.
I'm gonna go Browning as well. Manpreet, full PPR start 2, Pacheco, Ridley, Flowers, Godwin.
Pacheco and Godwin.
I'm with you. Another one here from TX, Chicago, Houston, Baltimore, Raiders, or Rams. I'm going to go Bears.
Yeah.
Eric, appreciate you rocking with us. One last check from Noel. If Wicks is out, Dobbs or Everett?
If Wicks is out, I would go Dobbs.
Yeah. Tommy Thompson asking some questions for the wife. Love to see it. Tua or Stroud? I'm going Stroud over Tua.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Hubbard, HM, Barkley, Williams. We need 2. I'm going to go HN and Barkley. Kevin, I think you're going to go Barkley and Javonte.
Yeah.
And then 2 spots between Pickens, Moore, and Higgins. I'm not chasing Pickens. Maybe that's just the jaded Steeler fan in me, but I'm not chasing it. So I'm going to go Moore and Higgins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Moore and Pickens, but I get it. I really do. Like if you, it has been a while, and especially now with Kenny Pickett, it kind of changes a little bit. I would have liked him more with Mason Rudolph, but it's
Who would
close
have
between.
thought? Who would have thought that was something you would say at the beginning of the year?
You could say that about so much right now of what we're talking
Yeah,
about and how
yeah.
many different players that we are talking about. That I guarantee you, like it feels like it is a long, long list of players that nobody was talking about that we are now having conversations about. Like especially at quarterback, it's been a dumpster fire with just all the amount of injuries and everything else that's happened. Like it's just been a wild, wild year.
Konstantinos, Eckler, or Zeke? I lean Eckler there.
Yeah, it's gonna be Eckler for me.
Eric, I have a night's leave of facing Tyreek and Lamar. Thoughts on their possible production this week? I think Lamar will have a solid game. The Dolphins' defense is pretty decent. I don't see him doing what he did last week. But Tyreek, I think, pops off.
Yeah, so it's just gonna come down to because the only thing that, like I said, like he's gonna get absolutely just peppered with targets, or he should. We saw like Tua really struggles with pressure. It's very similar kind of situation where it was with the 49ers,
Yeah,
where Brock Purdy really struggles with pressure, but he's just gonna see such a large, and he doesn't need much to get there, right? Like, I mean, he can break off a couple long ones, but you just hope that if you're playing against Tyreek, that he just doesn't go nuclear. You know, if he scores 20, 22, something like that, you can live with that. But if he goes
you're
out and
happy.
has his nuclear performance where he drops 40, yeah, I mean, it is tough. But so
Sure, because I know the secondary for the Ravens dealing with some injuries as well.
yeah, Kyle Hamilton's out.
He's out.
Kyle Hamilton, yeah.
I mean, I am. Am I back?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Kyle Hamilton's out.
So I
So
think we got that one. Zachary. Okay.
yeah,
Shaheed
right.
or Osborne. I'm going Shaheed there, Zach.
Yep, absolutely.
Spears or Demarcus Robert.
This is gonna be Demarcus Robinson for me.
So I'm going as well. Crystal, if you dropped a question, I don't think we got any from you. I know you said you were having some trouble. So as we go to wrap up here, if there's anything we can help you with, hopefully you can get past this CD Lamb slaughter, but it's going to be a tough go.
Yeah, it's rough. That is a terrible, and I faced the same thing in my home league. He had CeeDee Lamb, Dak, and Jake Ferguson. He had the Cowboys stack. So thank God Jake Ferguson didn't have a monster game. Only scored 7.3. But even Dak, like it wasn't as good as it could have been, right? I mean, 24 and a 6 point touchdown league. That's good, but it's not like he didn't go nuclear on my ass, which it looked like it could have. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
And also Ashton did drop the link to the Discord. If you haven't jumped in, this is where you would join the where you'd be able to join the fantasy playoff league that we're going to do. Like I said, absolutely free, cost you nothing. So we do it through NFL.com. It's a fun time. Just have something to do through the NFL playoffs. And then Tingley, Heyo got a few here. Zamir or Chandler. This is going to be Zamir White, half point PPR.
Yep.
Pacheco or ETN. This is Pacheco.
Yep.
Pick two, Zamir, Connor, or Swift. I'm going to sit Swift.
Oh. Man. I'm gonna sit Connor, I think, but that is so close. I mean, you're really just banking on the matchup for Swift, right? And if he goes out and gets, he has another 20 carry game, I think he outproduces Connor.
Yeah. Clearly, the football guys don't want me to ask football questions today. Element.
Yeah, no, some of these are coming through, but I haven't seen a question from you, Crystal. So I'd hurry up and try and drop it while they're coming through.
Patty, pick one PPR. I need a safe play because I projected to win. Zeke, Aaron Jones, Connor. I would never say that you should pick a safe play because to say that you're projected, unless you had like CD and Njoku and Brees Hall or something like that, where you just have this monster lead and you can't lose. I still never feel comfortable until it's over, until the last game's done, or like you have just some insurmountable lead at that point. But I would never feel like I'm just, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to win this. Because crazy things happen all the time.
I
I would go
overcame
Connor
Amari
here.
Cooper last week.
Yeah.
I go
I would
Connor as well.
yeah, but Zeke is, like he's probably the if you wanted a safe play, he's probably the safe play. But I
Yeah.
still would go Connor. Daryl, Happy New Year's. I made it to the championship. Running back is Henry, JT, Zamir White, and Kenneth Walker. Who should I start in flex? Format, 2 running backs, 1 flex. So it's gonna be JT, Zamir White, and Kenneth Walker for me.
Yeah, I lean sitting Henry as well, although Kenneth Walker seemed like he was like a true question mark this week, but it does seem like he's going to play. Obviously you'd worry that he comes, especially the way that Kenneth Walker plays, that he, lowers his shoulder, gets banged up, and leaves the game. But I think I'm sitting Henry here.
Yeah. This is where, too, I would make sure that you leave Kenneth Walker in the flex so you can easily swap him out if you need to, if for whatever reason. Because I don't know if they've announced he's officially in yet or not. Have they?
I think I saw expected to play, but I haven't seen an official announcement.
Yeah, okay. It is expected to play for Adam Schefter. So, but yeah. Have a great Happy New Year. See you guys next year. Yeah, see you next year, Crystal. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Adam, Raiders or Baltimore? I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Raiders.
Okay, Kate Rich. Should I play Robinson over Chandler? I would not. I would play Chandler.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
Modern, Barkley, Kamara, Zamir White, half point PPR. I'm gonna go Zamir White.
Zamir White. And I'd rank it White, Barkley, Kamara if we're picking more than one.
Yeah, I would do the same thing. Possible Murray or Stafford. This is gonna be Murray for me, though. There's a really. You can make a case for Stafford too.
I'm going Stafford.
Yeah. 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, 1 flex. Bijan, Chandler, Pacheco, Herbert, B-Rob, Nico, Higgins, Lockett, man. Oh, OBJ, Demarcus Robinson, Douglas. So only 1 wide receiver and 1 flex out of all these?
So Nico at wide receiver for sure. I mean, I'm assuming Impossible started Amon-Ra, Lamb, someone like that.
And then the flex, I'm going to go. Well, running backs are going to be Bijan and Pacheco. And then Nico.
And then Bijan, Chandler, Pacheco for me. For the RBs and the flex.
Yeah, I agree. And then Bears, Jags, Raiders, Rams. Bears. But again, if you want to go Raiders, totally get it.
Yep.
Hey, guys. Gary V. Hey, guys. Start Jaden Reed or Zamir White, full PPR. I'm going to go Zamir White. Please. Zamir White. Have a good game. Because every week. I think last week was Calvin Ridley was our big, flexion point of everybody having a question. And thank God Calvin Ridley came through for us because I felt like we answered Calvin Ridley, all day. And it worked out. So hopefully Zamir White does the same because we've been on, but
Yeah.
he's such an incredible play. He's been a true workhorse, 70+% of the touches. He's also can be involved in the passing game. Great matchup here against the Colts. So it is like, but so Zamir White for all the money this week is what we're doing. I'm playing him too, so I'll be right there with you, cheering on Zamir White. So, uh, 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 truth teller. So, fellas, um, I'm thinking about doing what Cody said, and putting Zamir White in the flex over DK. DK is questionable as well, and I would hate for him to be out at 1 p.m. game at 12. Yeah, if you want to go that, yeah, I have no problem with playing Zamir White in the flex over DK Metcalf. Coleman, there we go. Yo, fellas, need some upside for the crowd and lost a bunch of guys to injury. Half-point PPR. Vegas or Houston? So this is going to be Raiders D.
Raiders, and then
I'm going to go OBJ.
I think I would go Osborne. No, sorry, OBJ. Never mind. I forgot it's Jaron Hall.
Yeah. I would hate to just sit Swift for White if Swift goes off.
I think that's with the Zamir Swift DK conundrum. Good luck to you, Truth.
Yeah. EC, I think I'm sitting Murray for Carr. It's got to be super anxious. I mean, yeah, if you want. Like I said, really like Carr today, but I really like Kyler Murray. It's been one of the best matchups you can get. Philadelphia secondary has been really bad. I know the Cardinals are missing some pieces. Obviously, no Hollywood Brown, but they still have McBride there. But I mean, they've been getting there, right? I mean, and you also with Kyler Murray stuff, some rushing upside, some equity there with him. They had like 40 or 50 rushing yards last week. I mean, against the 49ers, he was still solid, 20-plus fantasy points last week for him. I mean, he's been a pretty solid asset since coming back from this. So, you know, I think I would still go Kyler, but I get it. If you want to go Carr, rock it. I mean, like I said, Carr's played better the last couple of weeks too. So,
yeah, I think Carr is super boom bust. Murray's safer.
Yeah. Mateo, need to Chandler, Warren, Khalil Herbert, Shaheed, Brian Robinson.
Chandler and Shaheed.
I would go Chandler and Jalen Warren. Tingley, Connor, or Saquon. I like Connor, but I'm playing Saquon over him.
Saquon.
Thanks, fellas. Y'all rock. You rock, Coleman. Have a good day. Let's win that chip today. Over on Twitch, Weekend Warrior. Hey, guys. QB decision going down to the wire. Fields, Murray, or Carr. This is going to be Justin Fields.
Fields.
He's been running the ball a lot more lately, and that's what unlocks his ceiling, is that ability to do that. So I would go Justin Fields. Connor, Bijan, Ridley, London, DeMarcus Robinson need one wide receiver, 2 flex. So wide receiver, I'm going to go with, I'll go Drake London at wide receiver, and then flex. I'm going to flex the 2 running backs. You know what? Actually, no. I don't want to play two Falcons there. Not doing that. So I would go Ridley and then Connor and Bijan.
Yeah, I think so. I do like DeMarcus Robinson this week, but
Crystal,
Pacheco, there it is.
Pacheco or Flowers? This is Pacheco.
Pacheco.
And then Mateo, what's Khalil Herbert's upside with Foreman out? Very volatile. It's not a great matchup either. The Falcons have been really good against the run. So it's not necessarily the best matchup for him. But with Khalil Herbert,
like 15 PPR points.
Yeah, I think you can look something like that. Falcons also, I think they've only allowed 1 touchdown all year to running backs. So that's also something you should keep in mind. But it kind of thins things out with Deontay Foreman out. We saw him really take over the backfield. But just know that it's volatile, and it wouldn't shock me at all if all of a sudden Roshan, is getting more carries and more touches. It feels like it's very much a hot hand type situation here between the two of them. So that's the way I would look at that backfield. So if you have to play him, I get it. He could see 20+ touches today, but he could also see 10. It's just a little bit of volatility there. So with that being said, I think we got all the questions. hope everybody has a great day. Hope everybody has a great New Year's. It's been a lot of fun this year answering all the questions. Get everybody. We will be back on Wednesday. We're going to do a full recap of the season, talk about some lessons learned, stuff like that. Just have some fun. And then, like I said, we will be doing a fantasy playoff challenge through NFL.com once the NFL playoffs start. So then we got Senior Bowl stuff. We got NFL draft stuff coming. This NFL draft is going to be
Yeah.
phenomenal. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot to talk about there as well. So we're not going anywhere. So hopefully you guys don't either. Hopefully you guys get that victory today. Get those fantasy championships. All we care about. Hopefully everybody has a good day. Everybody has a good New Year. Stay safe tonight, and we'll see you next year. Have a good night. Or have a good day. Bye.